Hello and welcome to another update video about ADA Cardano. Cardano reached our target. In the previous video we talked about it either to hit the 39.12 cent level. That was based on the use of, let me just double check that. I think this was calculated by using here the length of the wave 1, go to the low of the fourth wave, and then here the 1.618 FIB extension. I didn't use it very accurately now, but yeah, 39.17, 39.12 I think it was when I measured last time. Again, I just didn't use it very accurately now, but it's fine. But target was reached. Yeah, target was reached. And then the second target was the top of the channel. Remember, I showed you two different variations of the count. And in both, we were at least to reach that 39.12 cent level. Sometimes very useful when you have confluence between different counts. The idea was to push higher. And that is now where we get the next decision point, because we have the possibility to move here either in this count, which suggests that off the low on the 18th of January, we moved up in a wave 1 and now came down in a 2. And then in here, since then, obviously this would mean we are now running in a wave 3. And within this wave 3, let me make that just that here. You can see that in this wave 3 in yellow, we also have finished a 5-wave move in a so-called wave 1 again. And we are now coming down in a wave 2. So I would now not be surprised to come back to the support of the channel again. Of course, if we now earlier than expected break out above 39.8 cents, then we are going to push higher here. We don't need to come down that low. If we now consider that what we've done here was another wave 1 within that third wave. Let me just adjust that. If we consider this was another wave 1 within a third wave, then we are certainly going to come back to certain FIB retracements. So it would be like that: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 within 3. Okay, so could be that we've already done here the A wave. This was the B wave, and we're coming down now in a C wave. Such a wave 2 can be very shallow as well. So let's take a look at the relevant Fibonacci support level. So yeah, we're talking about, I mean, we are in something that you could call an ascending wedge, maybe diagonal pattern, but with a 1-2 setup and a 1-2 setup, you wouldn't call this a diagonal. So there are levels which are now getting relevant. I would in this case also use the 38.2 FIB level as relevant support level, just because we've got this trend line here which we might follow and adhere to. Yeah, I actually haven't done that very accurately, more like that. So in the first instance, I would put the target area between the 38.2 and the 61.8 FIB, but knowing that the 38.2 is a very shallow one, and sometimes a wave 2 goes also back to the 78.6 FIB. The problem is if we go back to the 78.6 FIB in this current moment here, in this situation, we're going to lose the trend line, and that could have some bearish implications. So I leave the wave 2 support now here for now, yeah, where we ideally react to and will rally in a third wave afterwards. And let me move that across. That should help ADA to rally further. So this is the next relevant support. However, there is also another scenario, and that would become the one that I follow primarily if we drop out of the channel to the downside, and especially if we lose the 78.6 FIB level I just talked about. So if we drop below 35.7 cents, I would follow this additional scenario. I showed you that yesterday, and we talked about that it's just a different way of counting it. So let me just find that brush here. So count until here very similar. Wave 3, yeah, all done. Wave 4, all done. With the difference that we are saying we are now moving up in a so-called ending diagonal pattern. And the count would be that of this entry point here, of this support area, we moved up in a wave 1 of a wave 5. This here was a wave 2 of a wave 5. This here was a wave 3 of a wave 5. This here a wave 4, and this a wave 5 of a wave 5. So that with this wave as a wave 5 of 1, bit ugly, doesn't matter, we completed obviously this impulsive price action. Reason is that this looks very much like a diagonal pattern, which means it could have ended wave 5 of 1 and we are now coming down as anticipated. I told you yesterday that in this scenario, ideally we should reach the here the channel resistance. And if we then come down afterwards and break out of this channel to the downside, it's quite likely that we then have finished this really and we are coming down here in this ABC structure and will come down in a wave 2. So if we get evidence for that, which means if we really break out of this channel and come down, then I can give you a support area for wave 2. So this will now be interesting. We certainly reacted to the trend line, to this ascending wedge. If we look at the indicators, I mean, we can identify bearish divergences. That's typically what you see in a wave 5. So it's going to be interesting. I'm going to observe that. And certainly I gave you all the key support levels that are relevant. You know the pattern. And typically you would reasonably expect that this rally could be over now. Or if not, then it obviously needs to break above the 39.8 cent level and will probably the count that you see here. I will certainly keep you updated. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.